When one anticipates strong resistance, how can they act morally? Supposedly, Joni Lamb and Daystar television network compelled Rebecca Lamb and her husband JW to sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. But now that agreement is supposedly null and void. The couple can speak freely. Rumor has it that Jonathan and Susie Lamb's young daughter, Baby Lamb, was the victim of a sexual abuse cover-up, and that this NDA prevented them from acknowledging or discussing the disturbing allegation. Being the daughter of Daystar's owners, Marcus and Joni Lamb, Rebecca's prolonged silence regarding JW has sparked public concern and discussion. Rebecca and JW had kept quiet about the abuse they claimed a family member named Pete was committing, despite their deep concerns. They can do as they like now that a major bill with the potential to alter Texas's political landscape has been approved. Officially, Trey's Law, House Bill 748, is now law in the Lone Star State. When it comes to situations of sexual abuse of children, this new law will significantly alter the use of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs. With a unanimous vote, all 149 Texas House members have sent a clear message. Victims and their allies can no longer be legally compelled to remain silent. In order to prevent the use of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, to obstruct justice in cases involving children or to conceal abuse, Trey's Law prohibits their abuse. Baby Lamb's parents, Jonathan and Susie, have been tirelessly campaigning for justice, and the new law is a huge victory for them. Also, it's hard to believe that Daystar and Joni Lamb actually signed a non-disclosure agreement to keep Rebecca and JW under wraps. The non-disclosure agreements that Rebecca and JW claim were in place to prevent them from discussing Baby Lamb's case would be null and void according to Trey's Law. The Daystar network and Joni Lamb allegedly coerced Rebecca and JW into signing extensive non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, that covered much more ground than what is typically seen in business deals. Rumor has it that these non-disclosure agreements essentially stated that any information not already made public was considered secret. This encompasses both personal matters involving family members and concerns regarding the company's internal network. Disclosure of the alleged abuse and subsequent cover-up would fall under this category. These weren't your average legal defenses. They were allegedly crafted to silence critics and prevent news from spreading, particularly in cases where Daystar's reputation could be damaged. Supposedly, members of the network were unable to speak out against the leadership or the organization due to the NDAs. The allegations that Rachel Lamb, Rebecca's sister, threatened to forcibly remove the Lambs from their home if Rebecca and JW disclosed the allegations against Pete are much more disturbing. Adding to the couple's already heavy burden, this purported threat jeopardized their home and financial stability should they dare to speak out. For that reason, Trey's Law is a groundbreaking finding. The unanimous passage of the bill makes it clear that non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, will not be utilized to shield perpetrators from accountability in instances of child abuse. Not only could this be the beginning of a new chapter for Baby Lamb's case, but for countless others that have been shrouded in secrecy due to pressure, fear, and fear itself. Specifically, the non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, allegedly utilized by Joni Lamb and Daystar Television Network from prevent Rebecca and JW from coming out are rendered null and void by Trey. During the congressional meeting for the bill, Mitch Little, a state representative from Texas, emphasized this significant expansion of legal rights. Silence, he said, is no longer a commodity in Texas. Rebecca Lamb and JW were known to support Jonathan and Susie in their battle for Baby Lamb's justice before they were allegedly silenced by a non-disclosure agreement. Susie recollects a handful of deeply moving occasions when Rebecca joined her in prayer, fervently pleading for justice on behalf of baby Lamb. Hope wasn't all Rebecca did. Marcus Lamb appeared more concerned with protecting Pete than doing the right thing, according to Susie, who claims she expressed her disappointment to him directly. Marcus was allegedly advised by Rebecca to do the right thing and bring Pete to justice for allegedly abusing baby Lamb. To set the scene, Jonathan revealed that JW had sent him an impassioned letter detailing his deep concerns. Concerning certain disturbing things that JW observed Pete engaging in while Jonathan and Susie were absent, he detailed them in the letter. It was supposedly against the rules for Pete to embrace and kiss baby Lamb in an inappropriate manner. Because of these occurrences, JW and Rebecca became extremely worried that something was seriously wrong. Now that they are no longer bound by the NDA, Rebecca and JW, who had previously supported baby Lamb, will likely decide to show up in court. Their personal accounts have the potential to become crucial pieces of evidence in the prosecution's case against Pete, leading to the pursuit of justice. Jonathan and Susie were informed of baby Lamb's tragic confession in addition to Rebecca and JW's statements. At the age of 5, she informed her parents that she had been raped by a man who was taller than her father. She went into great detail, telling Susie what had happened. She didn't specifically mention Pete by name, but all indications were that he was a Daystar employee and close relative. Even more so, when they visited Daystar, Susie saw that baby Lamb would visibly flinch whenever Pete was around. Like many children who have experienced abuse, she would tremble, hide under furniture, or spend time alone. According to legend, one of the most terrifying things happened when Jonathan found Pete in the bedroom of baby Lamb while she was undressed. As soon as they heard about it, Jonathan and Susie informed Joni and Marcus so that they could offer assistance. However, there are rumors that Joni's reaction took a turn for the worse, shocking everyone. According to rumors, Joni advised Susie against contacting the authorities despite her agreement with their plan to do so. Afterwards, Joni requested that baby Lamb meet with her privately. Following that meeting, something shifted. Suddenly, baby Lamb stopped mentioning the abuse. It is then said that Joni began to place blame on the child, accusing her of being unstable and suggesting that her actions could have sparked the altercation. Jonathan and Susie contacted the police on their own after realizing that Joni and Marcus weren't supporting them. An official investigation was launched as a result of that story. Due to the gravity of the accusations and the abundance of evidence supporting them, the Colleyville Police Department in Texas reopened the case. Because of this, the inquiry became more methodical and serious. As the authorities keep digging, more details might emerge. The investigation is far from over. Due to the repeated accusations against Pete, he may face severe legal consequences under Texas law if Trey's law is implemented. Pete faces one of the harshest sentences in state law, life in prison without the possibility of parole, should he be found guilty. Regarding crimes perpetrated against minors, Texas has stringent regulations. In 2007, Jessica's Law and Trey's Law were both passed. This rule defines aggravated sexual assault as the abuse of a child less than 5 years old. According to the Texas Penal Code, this is a very serious offense. If this is a first offense, the minimum sentence is 25 years in prison. Reason being, zero tolerance for crimes involving children is a policy of the state. A similar offender received the full 25-year term for a single offense, similar to what baby Lamb endured. Should Pete face accusations of abusing multiple individuals, the severity of his case could be amplified. Consecutive sentences could lengthen the total prison term if each incident were considered a separate crime. If Pete is found guilty on multiple counts, his prison sentence could be 99 years or even life without parole. As one of the most severe crimes in Texas, aggravated sexual abuse of a child carries the death penalty and is frequently compared to the most heinous crimes, including murder. A second conviction will result in a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Not only is Pete in hot water with the law, but Joni Lamb is facing extremely serious charges of covering up the abuse. If proven, these acts could have legal and moral ramifications. Joni may face scrutiny from the authorities as well as severe harm to her reputation within her community and the general public. Because of Jessica's law, Pete could face a severe punishment. This exemplifies the state's resolve to hold perpetrators of crimes involving child abuse to account. For far too long, those in positions of authority silenced dissenting viewpoints and buried the truth. But now, thanks to Trey's law, it's risky to remain silent. The time has come for Rebecca and JW to share their knowledge. They reveal a powerful truth because they are courageous and forthright. After all these years, justice is almost here, and there are other people besides Baby Lamb. Share your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Trey's law, which allows Rebecca and JW to publicly advocate for Baby Lamb? Please write your ideas down in the box provided. As they pursue justice, please remember Baby Lamb and the Lamb family in your prayers and thoughts. Remember to always show your support by liking, sharing, and following. We will see you in the next film.